Hey everyone, this is Asia Young Robinson. Welcome to our Sit and Talk series. Hey everyone, this is Asia Young Robinson. I'm glad you're back with our Sit and Talk series. We haven't had this in a couple of weeks because I kind of wanted to get more specific on our Sit and Talks. I loved where we were going with, just talking on, just different things that we can help develop ourselves. But I think with like when it comes to like our mental health, I do that on our mental health topics Monday. But our Sit and Talk series, I wanted to be more conversational, more interactive, and even more just more topic related that people can actually look up if they wanted to. So I decided that our Sit and Talk series would be about topics that's global news topics that's in the news, or entertainment topics that comes up when it talks about mental health specifically. And whether it's like on the Housewives show or whether it's on the news and it's something related to mental health and our development of that, we will discuss that. We will discuss some of the things like what could this possible mental health diagnoses be, what are some of the signs that we're seeing and the symptoms. If you see this, what should you do? If it's with you or someone else, what should you do? Who do you call and how do you get help? And so that would be our Sit and Talk series. And I'm thinking about bringing in some people, some experts, maybe doing lives on YouTube about with Sit and Talk, because we got to sit and talk. I can't just sit and talk with you guys, but maybe sitting and talking with other people, but maybe also sitting and talking with you guys about some news, or even discussing things that you may be going through and want some, advice on. So that would be our Sitting Talks. Now, if you're just joining me about Sitting Talks, the reason why I discuss mental health is because not only am I a mental health advocate, I am a mental health practitioner who is pre-licensed. So that means I am getting my license. I finished all the criteria to get my license. I have a master's degree in co-occurring and psychology disorders. And I am looking to get my license as a professional counselor and also a license as an alcohol and drug counselor. So those will be my two licensure, and I will discuss that also, my journey this year on getting my licensures. Also, I'm a mother of special needs children and had family members with mental health. So I'm coming from both sides of the of the spectrum when it comes to mental health. Not only as somebody who's just an advocate, but somebody who witnessed these things, who deals with it on a daily life, and also as a professional. So let's get into our topic today. And so I have notes. And so our topic today, we will be discussing like the heartbreaking situation that happened in New Orleans, and discussing like some of the things that has unfolded. Now, I'm not going to say names and, all of that. What I want to discuss is just when transitions happen in life, and you have either a temporary psychosis or you used to call like a nervous breakdown. Those things can happen to regular people. A lot of people think like, I'm too strong, that can't happen to me. You already have to have something going on. Something must have been going on. Now, besides of everything that's being, spread in the news and talked about, I want to specifically just discuss that this person was going through a divorce and recently just basically lost everything, right? So when you experience a mental health crisis, sometimes it's not anything chronic. It can be temporary, and people don't know that there's times where you are, after you have a baby, you can have a temporary stint of psychosis where you might want to harm your baby. You think your baby is trying to harm you. You think people around you can become paranoid. It's a very scary time. And when we deal with mental health as practitioners, when people are in transition, that's when we really try to be available. It can be things such as moving, changing counselors, changing jobs. It can be a real stress on people, and things such as a divorce. I haven't experienced a divorce. However, people and family members that have experienced divorces have told me that it's like a death. But what makes it worse is some people that have explained to me is that they know that with death, the person's not coming back. And they can try to go on and accept that. And with divorce, the person is still alive and can move on and do their own thing. And it's like you're grieving the relationship and the person and the love and all of that. So it's just getting into that headspace. And this also shows how critical mental health is, especially in challenging times. I want to put down below, what are some challenging times? If you put down in the comments, what are some challenging times that can hit, that people don't think about, that people can have breakdowns? What are some challenging times? Put that down in below. So some things that could have led to this unfortunate tragedy. While we can't diagnose, I can't diagnose him. He's not my patient. I don't know. He's not a client, and I don't have any background in anything. Things such as the severe stress can cause crises. Things such as depression, if he had prior things like depression, anxiety, like I said, stress-induced psychosis can manifest in really extreme ways, so you want to be very, very careful when you're going through grief in any type of way, whether it's leaving a relationship where someone passed away or grieving an old job. Please watch your stress levels. Please watch how you process things. If you're super depressed, not eating, you probably want to go on and get some help. And some signs that people are having some mental health challenges, or you may be having some mental health challenges that you may not be aware of, is increased irritability, withdrawal from friends and family. And some things I do want to discuss, that of people of color, we tend to not have, we tend to not carry those same, sometimes not have those same symptoms. And so it may look different just because of cultural differences. So what you want to look for is increased irritability, especially with women of color. Like, we get so irritable, our patience run low. Another sign to look for that really nobody discusses is perfectionism. You want everything to be perfect. You're perfecting everything. You're doing everything to a T. Especially if you're a more chill person, or if you notice that somebody is being more in that anxiety driven type of perfectionism, you probably want to ask them, hey, what's going on? Let's sit down and talk. We don't discuss those type of feelings. We do discuss like the intense mood swings. We may discuss, hey, withdrawal from friends and family. Another sign, and we don't talk about high depression, but I will be discussing high depression later, is, you know, just the perfectionism, but always just being around, make sure everyone else is okay, but you don't see any self-care with those person. When it came to what the one thing that I do want to discuss is how important it is friends and family to gather around people when they're having these changes. If you don't know the person, but you know this person is kind of having those changes and you're associated with those, please check in on them, see how they're doing, if they need anything. You don't know how people are affected. And sometimes it just takes a call. It just takes a step to say, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you need. Check in on them. If they're withdrawing from you, or you're withdrawing from people, just know that there's people around. There's a number 988. Please call the helpline to get that. I also want to discuss, like, what are some things that the job could have did. I feel like when it comes to his work, when people are going through a thing such as divorce, he could have been, had a paid leave, to really work on what he needed to work on. He could have worked from home if he didn't work from home. Again, I don't have many details, but I just wanted to discuss like mental health and what it would look like and how it looks like in people of color, and what could be done differently to prevent these type of tragedies from happening. I also feel like when it comes to, families of color, and you see people are getting irritable, you may don't want to deal with their mood swings or anything, but just, hey, let them know you love them. Let them know you care. Let them know you're out there. Send them the 988 number. And some people may think like telling them like, hey, you're not the same. It may rub up some things, but always make sure when you're going to talk to somebody that it's a safe space that you can talk to them, and that they're in the right space for that. If you feel that it's not safe, then I would suggest not to do it. And I would suggest like police escorts or whatever if you need that, if you feel that is needed. Also make sure if they have firearms and things of that nature, and if you feel that it will get that dangerous, then yeah, bring people around, bring police escorts, and get them the help that they need in that instance. Let's just pull together and come together. And I just want to have these talks to how do we prevent these type of tragedies or things when it comes up in families, when we see them on shows. Like, how do we prevent these things? How do we discuss it? Can we move forward instead of having these different incidents all the time? And what else, and if more comes out, I know there was discussion on terroristic acts and things of that nature. And I didn't want to get too far into that because that's a whole different ball game. But if you know anybody that is having a transition such as divorce and things of that nature, let them talk about the divorce. Let them, talk to have those, let those feelings out, because you may help to prevent these type of tragedies. So if you enjoyed this sit and talk this week, check us out every week on Wednesdays. And I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below on the next Sit and Talk series that you would like. If there's any news or shows you want me to watch to see about certain things, some mental health things that may have come up. So that would be wonderful to discuss. So I'll see you guys in the next Sit and Talk series.